Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Just waiting for Now Notes to join in here. Let me take a look if I can add them here. Okay, I don't see Now Notes in the chat yet, but while we are waiting for them, um, I hope you're all having a nice day. So I'm Forrest Horseman. I'm social media lead at the Nano Foundation. This is one of the first Twitter spaces I'm hosting. So yeah, sorry if there's any technical difficulties in the beginning. Now Notes will be here in 2 minutes, they're saying. So that's good. Um, but throughout this entire Twitter space, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put up a hand or request speaking, and then you can ask any question you want. So the purpose of today's Twitter space is to kind of talk together with Now Notes and talk about building the Nano ecosystem. And we're going to take a look a little bit at how Now Nodes helps with building our ecosystem, because they provide access to nodes. And on top of that, also, what can you actually do with Nano? What does Nano allow? As a fast and feeless currency, and what projects are being built on Nano right now? So we can take a look at some interesting projects that are currently in development with Nano, because Nano offers some unique properties that can make unique use cases and new use cases, new business models, everything like that. So that's really interesting to take a look at. But let's wait for Now Notes a second until they have joined, and then they can introduce themselves as well. There they are. I see they requested speaking access. Yep. All right, it is connecting. Hello. How are you doing, Now Notes?
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, we're doing fine. Sorry for some technical issues we've been experiencing. Let us introduce ourselves.
Thank you for inviting us. My name is Anna. I'm a marketing manager of Now Notes. And here is my colleague.
Yeah, my name is Jan. I'm social media marketing manager of Now Notes, and we are happy to join our first AMA Twitter space session with Nano, with Forrest. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you here, and it's exciting to talk together a little bit about development in the Nano ecosystem, and also about Now Nodes and kind of what Now Nodes is. I know people in our community are interested to hear about Now Nodes and what you have to offer and how you can help the Nano ecosystem expand. So feel free to kind of do a little introduction, maybe, of Now Nodes.
Okay. Um, first of all, we are located in Estonia, in Tallinn. We belong to Now ecosystem, including companies like Change Now, Now Wallet, Now Payments. Um, Our company, Now Nodes, is a Web3 blockchain solution that provides access to more than 65 most popular blockchains, including Nano. We provide shared access to Nano. In the short time, we are going to issue WebSocket and Block Explorer, which will be announced also in Twitter Space. Also, we can do a dedicated access to archive nano nodes and to basically to any solution which are required by the client. And for this, you only need to access our API key, which is possible to access for free.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are glad to announce that today at the end of the session we will give a present for the best questions to those developers who want to try out our paid plans, which are definitely more convenient. So just let's discuss about Nano and yes, Forest.
All right. Yeah, that sounds great. So actually, yeah, with Nano, the cool thing is, Nano is obviously, it's a decentralized currency. That's kind of the idea with cryptocurrency. But our goal is really to be as efficient as possible, and that means low energy consumption. But it also means that we want it to be as efficient as possible to make a transaction. So that means there's little time wasted, and there's no money wasted, so no fees as well. And I think those two components of being super fast and having no fees are actually really important when it comes to a lot of use cases. Because if you want to use Nano, whether it be online or in the real world, you want it to be fast and feeless. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things possible with those components basically, and we also want it to be as accessible as possible to all, and to offer a very easy user experience. And yeah, having no fees and being fast obviously is a large important part of that easy user experience. But it's also about people building onto Nano, people using Nano in their projects, and people building, for instance, a wallet with Nano. That all needs to be very smooth. And Nano obviously offers that, but something like Now Nodes is also important in that equation. So I think it's very interesting that we can kind of take a look at what can people build with Nano, and also how can they use Now Nodes for that. So what are kind of the features that Now Nodes offers when someone wants to build, for instance, with Nano?
Yeah, yeah. So this is exactly a lot of things that you have just said. This is exactly why we love to partner with Nano, and why we are doing all these content ideas, how we support Nano builders. As my colleague has already mentioned, we provide access to Nano full node, which means that you basically don't need any cloud storage. You don't need to host a node, run a node by yourself. You just use an access to the information that's located in the blockchain. So, for example, if you're building an efficient and world nature saving platform for charity or a wallet, it can be any kind of web3 solution, and you want to use Nano as the main cryptocurrency there, right? If you use Nano as a cryptocurrency in your solution, it means that you also need to proceed transactions, receive notifications, information, and stuff. It's really hard and not quite affordable if you do that all by yourself. You buy a computer, you pay for the servers and stuff. But when there's a solution like Now Nodes, all you need is just create an account, to take the API key and insert it into a solution. Voila, you basically have access to the blockchain, and your solution works fast, your clients are satisfied, and you feel like you're doing something good for this world, especially at the moment when the world is constantly changing. Yeah, it's really important to bring something valuable, which we're trying to do. So yeah, and mass adoption is a key. My colleague and I, Anna and I, we really want to see Nano expanding more and more, broader and broader this year. And it wouldn't be really that possible without businesses and without companies, solutions, inserting and applying Nano to them. Applying Nano, and it's kind of easier to do. It's kind of easier to do mass adoption when there are ready to use solutions like Nano. Sorry for my long speech, guys. I was just imagining. I was already catching myself in 2023, 2024, Nano expanding so much. Sorry for that.
That's good to hear. That means you're enthusiastic about it, right? So that's a great thing. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I think development, development of new use cases, business models, but new apps and new websites that work with Nano is important for the ecosystem to grow. But it needs to be made accessible and easy. And I feel like that is really kind of what Now Nodes offers, right? Is to make that access to the blockchain easy and simple, and you don't have to worry about stuff like the maintenance of a node, for instance. Because I feel like that's also one of the great things you offer, right? Yet, like, you don't have to uh, keep maintenance of your own node. Makes everything a lot easier, I imagine. And you have a lot of nodes that you need to keep up to date and maintenance.
Yeah, actually, my colleague was just passing by. She heard our conversation at the moment, and she told me that they are at the moment right now upgrading the infrastructure of Nano, of Nano full node, and they're making it more powerful and more stable. So yeah, basically, you say goodbye to making maintenance by yourself, to checking the data. You just let it go and build your solution, and you leave everything to Now Nodes. Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. And do you actually? I don't know if this is the information you kind of give out as well, but uh, do you have any like indication of how many projects are being built with Now Nodes and Nano? How many users there are and stuff like that, or is that not really something you kind of openly speak about? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can give some data. In December, we had around 271 million requests. It's more likely 90 million transactions. Um, and it's going up each month. So we are very happy about that.
Yeah, when we were preparing statistics for this Twitter Space session, we were quite surprised because comparing to other blockchains that we also provide access, Nano is growing rapidly, I should say, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the fastest growing um, blockchain on terms of requests for our company.
Yeah, in terms of requests, like get transaction information, get the hash and stuff. Yeah, so everything that solutions use for the for a wallet. Yeah, for what companies do usually use Nano? Uh,
Like payment systems,
mhm.
explorers, um, crypto platforms, exchanges, major businesses and startups. Also, we have many Web3 developers, individual developers, and we are very happy that individual developers are interested to build on Nana. This is very happy. It's very nice. It shows that even as separate developers want to be a part of a Nana ecosystem, not only major companies. And this
Mhm.
is really what means mass adoption.
Yeah, yeah. And we also want to know some stuff, some things about Nano that we haven't discussed yet with you, Forrest. So my question is, for example, how many D apps are there in the Nano ecosystem at the moment? Like, do you have the exact number? Can you tell us this information? Is it not a secret? We would like to know, like, more about numbers in your ecosystem.
I see. Yeah. So basically, with Nano, you don't really have the same as stuff like Ethereum with decentralized applications in that sense, because people can use Nano and
Mhm.
integrate it in their services. We don't really have exact numbers on how many people build projects with Nano and how many different projects like apps and websites use Nano. However, we do have uh, our Nano Hub at hub.nano.org, and there you can basically see all merchants that accept Nano and games and websites, apps, all this type of stuff, which is really interesting to see. And one thing I'm really interested to see grow out a little bit more is the gaming side of
Mm.
Nano, because I feel like is so perfect for that, with fast and feeless transactions. And it sounds like Now Notes is also a really good option for that, because if you only need to check something like a payment is made to a certain account and the amount of the payment that has been made, then it seems like Now Notes would work really well for that. Do you know if there's any gaming related Nano projects that use Now Notes?
Um, no, I would say I would love to know them, but no,
I
I can't find now in my head.
Uh, uh, I think I know. I think we have. There are certain users that we cannot tell about, because if they're decentralized, we keep information private. But I think that there are several clients that use Now Nodes, and they are in the GameFi industry. I heard something about Nano, but it's quite private, so I can't say exactly.
Yeah, according to our policies, we are not allowed to announce the names. So, um, yeah, also,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, both of the points. Sorry about that.
But one thing that we really liked is tipping and earning Nano on Twitter. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's one of the things that started to blow up a little bit in the last 2 or 3 months, right? Especially with Sand Nano, it's
Mm-hmm.
really got big because they use this mass tipping feature, where you can send a little bit of Nano to each person that likes or retweets or follows you, and I think that really started to blow up a lot, and also increased the number of payments done on the Nano ecosystem. So that's really cool to see. Like, they have some stats on their website. If you go to sendnano.com, and I think they were already past 20,000 tips sent. So that's really cool.
Great numbers. Yeah.
mm-hmm. And what non-related projects can we expect soon?
So there's a few different things being built on Nano right now. Like, one thing we are involved in a little bit ourselves is with Fincom and Crowdin. So Fincom is a company that basically does micro rewards and micro transactions with Nano. And now this system is being used to reward people for translating. So we are kind of involved in this ourselves because we used it ourselves for our own blog. We launched a blog with new articles in December, and we kind of wanted to translate it to as many languages as possible, because that's what makes Nano really accessible to everyone around the world. Nano is a global currency, and we want everyone to be able to use it, but not everyone speaks English, and here on
Yeah.
Twitter, I think on Twitter we all kind of have a feeling that everything is in English, and there's people from all around the world speaking English here. But if you look at a lot of people, I don't even know what the actual percentage is, but a lot of people in the world don't speak English, and they
Yeah.
also need to be able to understand what Nano is and how Nano can be used to their benefit. Yeah, so translations is an important thing in that, and being able to reward translators for each word that they translate is such an interesting and important thing. And that's one of the use cases of Nano, is those global micro rewards to anyone around the world.
Yes, that sounds amazing. We are totally agree with you, and we from our side have started a Chinese community.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a new community for from our side, but we are going to expand this location, this zone, and. We are in love with Asia and with Asian companies, which we are going to um, expand in this time. Yeah, this is our part of our roadmap.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
close time.
And talking about all this translation, we as we are from Estonia, not a lot of people actually speak English here, and but people want to know more about blockchain, about Web3, about development, and it's great to see when projects that bring peace and development like Nano, they also translate their message, translate their blog, and follow this educational goal. Yeah, that's really good, and that's what we're also trying to do with Chinese community, as Anna said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
yeah, thank you. And guys, as I see here a massive audience of Web3 developers, I want just make sure that everyone knows that we have a free access to Nano blockchain, to Nano node. You just need basically to go to our website and take a free plan, and then you will have your free API key to access mainnet Nano node, and you just can basically do anything with according to your needs. Um, so, and if you have a major businesses and your requirements are more about uh, like paid plans, our paid plans, so you can we will be very happy to answer any of your questions, and as I said, to present you a promo code for 15% discount for any of our paid plan. If you guys have any questions, we will be very happy to answer.
Yeah, and adding to Anna, we've just posted a link to the Now Nodes login page, so you can just explore the website, create a free account, get the API key, just to see how the environment works. You can also check our blog where we post information about how to create a D app, how to create a Defi app, how to build with Nano, for example. If you are just starting your way in Web3 development, the blog is a good place for you. In the combination, everything really works great. The Nano Hub blog, Now Nodes blog, and free API key. Yeah, it's just it's like a bingo.
That's awesome. I think actually, touching like one moment more upon the point of translations. Um, Having the Now Notes blog articles and website and all that stuff translated would be so cool, because there's people that want to develop with Nano from all over the world, and having that accessible, I think, is really important. I think that's really cool to have those things translated. And also, if Now Notes needs to have more translators, you can always use the Fincom and Crowdin plugin for that, I guess. But yeah, I think that's interesting. Um, Teddy, Teddy
Yes,
Jordan, do you have a
hello.
question?
Hello, my name is Teddy Jordan, and I is the Nano token. Do we have a community in France to exchange, please?
Community in France, I think so, because we have an ambassador there, Corentin, and he actually does some meetups, online meetups, for Nano.
Mhm.
So that might be interesting for you to look into. We have a few of those. I think there's a few of them online on YouTube. So maybe I
Yes.
can share a link with you about that later. Um, but yeah, there is a pretty active community in France now, and there's new articles that are being written in French. So that's also really interesting. There's people making YouTube videos about Nano in French. So it's actually surprisingly one of the more active communities we have. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yes,
That's nice to hear. People
yes,
want to connect
thank
with
you.
our community.
Yes,
It's nice to hear that the community is very international.
Yeah, it's a global currency. We really try to create communities all over the world. I'm from the Netherlands myself. We also have a little community of our own, so that's also really nice. But all those things, they have to keep growing. And you do always see when the price of Nano starts rising, then everyone starts to get way more active. And then when the price goes down, also people get a little bit more quiet. But surprisingly, with Nano, I feel like the community is always really active, even like regardless of what price Nano is. And I think that's really cool to see. And it even, I think, motivates some people to build more with Nano and to use Nano even more because they want it to grow. They want Nano to be used no matter at what price. And I think that's really cool. So yeah, we have really nice audience, nice communities all over the world, and one of them is in Nigeria, and I think that's one of our focus markets basically in Nigeria, and we also have really good developers in Nigeria. For instance, Oreo Lua, who is building an app called Perceive, and Perceive allows people to live stream, or they can call other people from all over the world, and basically the person that picks up, they get paid out in Nano in real time for every second of the call. And you can also live stream to a group of people, and every person that is watching pays a little bit of Nano for watching the live stream, to the person that's live streaming. And I think it's those types of projects that really make like that can only be made with Nano. But on top of that, something like Now Notes, I think Now Notes really can make it even more accessible for anyone around the world to build a project like that, for instance. And I think that's really interesting. And how is the Now Nodes community around the world? Because you said you have a little community now in China. Do you also have communities in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa, maybe?
Based on statistics that we have from Google, from Telegram, from Twitter, we have a community from some from some African countries. I think Nigeria is also included there. As you know, we kind of see a trend in Nigeria to blockchain and Web3 development, which is very great to hear. I would say that I would say that we are quite international, but the more time will pass, the more located communities we'll see. Yeah. So
The majority of our community located in US and in Turkey. We definitely love people from developers from all the world, but we need to expand to India more, and to Nigeria also, or to Africa definitely.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting to try and expand all over the world because there's great developers and talented people everywhere in the world basically. And I see Avimanyu also joined as a listener. So if you're talking about Indian developers, I know he's working on something. So that's really great to see. I think yeah, India, for instance, is also a place with a lot of very technical people, and I think it's useful in the way that a lot of people there speak English. So that makes it accessible with the resources that there are currently. Most of it is in English, right? So that's really helpful.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. Oh, sorry.
oh,
Yeah, I just wanted to say that in India, in Bangalore, there are many companies and Web3 developers who already use our service, and we are very happy about that. But we want to expand like to whole India because they are really smart brains.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. It's really nice to see how the technological side of India is growing every year. We see so many. in other projects, we see so many great developers, our colleagues from IT marketing and stuff. Yeah, it's really great to see, and we would love to give more to the Indian community of Now Notes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. And do you have any plans for the near future with Now Notes?
Pardon me, could you repeat your question?
Oh, sorry. Do you have any plans for the near future with Now Notes? Anything that's currently in development or that's going to happen soon?
You mean our roadmap? Um, we can say about our marketing plans. We have many cross promos going on our Twitter space. Also, we are posting articles for Web3 developers in our blog. These resources could be very useful for people who are already into Web3 developing and who just getting to start to it. And our closest plans is to present a couple of blockchains, our promo codes, like to Nano blockchain, like to you guys, because this is limited, and we're just happy to announce it for our closest friends like Nano.
Yeah. And from technical side, as Anna said in the beginning of the Twitter space, we are going to launch soon the WebSocket connection, right? And I think something else.
Block Explorer also.
Yeah. So these are the main plans for Nano blockchain ecosystem in Now Nodes. Yeah, and just and we also regarding the promo codes. Yeah, we are giving them only to the closest partners like Nano blockchain, right?
Our best friends, I could say.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is great to hear. And can you tell a little bit more maybe about the WebSockets, those WebSocket connections that are going to be launched? Because I'd love to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, so basically, WebSocket connection will make companies' lives, companies' operations easier, since they will receive lifetime notifications. It will just make the transactions faster. The notifications will be sent instantly. It would be really good for the projects that are connected with trading. They are connected with transactions, swap. When you use swapping, when you swap to Nano, for example, and you build a service like that, WebSocket is just a must-have, because you don't need to code all these requests, not notification requests. You just use WebSocket connection, and it's translated and translated and not transformed. Sorry, my English at 5 p.m. is not really good at the moment. I think that it's transferred. Yeah, it's transferred instantly. You don't need to code. All information is transferred via WebSocket connection.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember playing around a little bit with WebSockets and Nano a while back because you can use it to build some really interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm actually excited about Now Nodes having that for Nano soon as well. You already have WebSockets for other currencies, or will it also be new for the other currencies?
Sure, definitely. We have WebSockets for
I think main
for Bitcoin, Ethereum, for BSC, Binance Smart Chain, Litecoin, and for some other blockchains like Dasha, also one of our friends.
Yeah. So with these WebSockets, we are, it's it's one important part of our roadmap. We are launching WebSockets for blockchains that we receive a lot of requests.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're popular, we make WebSocket connection. So it means that Nano's popularity is raising in our community. Yeah.
That's
We're
awesome.
very happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. Actually, nice. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, looking forward to that, and I think I might build something myself with now nodes and those WebSockets.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
if you need any advice, just DM us. And guys, all of you folks who are listening to us, if you struggle with any like technical problem, technical question, you want to know more about developing on Nano, you can always DM us. You can always send a direct message to Nano, to us, right? And our colleagues, our tech team, we will help you as much as possible.
Yeah, even to suggest any great web developing courses, just, I don't know, any question you have to us, we will gladly to answer to help you.
Ah, that's great to hear. Good to offer. Um, and yeah, like one of the things I used to work on a little bit, which I found interesting, is, for instance, developing with Arduinos or Raspberry Pis, and then using WebSockets to see if a transaction comes in, for instance. You can use that to make a lot of different things, So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that out with Now Nodes. Um, does anyone from the community have any questions? Any listeners that want to speak, say something, or ask a question to Now Nodes or about Nano? Feel free to put up a hand or request the mic. I don't see many people requesting, so I think everything is pretty clear. All right. Um,
Yeah, we
yeah.
gave all the possible information, and but anyway, any question we will just be happy to answer. If no, that's also fine because I think we really answered most of the possible questions from our side. We tried to give as much more information as possible.
I see we have one question coming in. Oh, multiple questions, I think.
Hey, so question. What would be a reason why Nano is or will not be a good source in the real world?
Sorry, can you ask that question again?
Yeah. What would be a reason why Nano is not a good source in the real world?
What do you mean with source in this in this context?
As in like used as in like payments. I would say payments, yeah.
I think Nano can easily be used for payments in the real world. It's one of the things we are working towards a lot, and we're starting to see more adoption for Nano in the real world as well. So recently, we got a bar and a restaurant in Brazil to accept Nano payments. I think also last week or the week before, there's a restaurant in Nigeria that offers food for Nano, which is really exciting. And I think stuff like food and restaurants, those are some of the key things we need for Nano to be a real world currency. Because if you have money, you want to be able to at least buy food or drinks with it. And another one is in Kolkata, Vientiane, a restaurant that offers also food and drinks in Nano, and I know that Avimanyu goes there pretty often because I've seen a bunch of photos of him enjoying a Fanta or enjoying some good food that he bought with Nano. So it's really exciting. So I think, in the real world, Nano payments are really really easy to do, and because they are fast and feeless, it's perfect for any type of payment, I would say. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great to hear. Are there any other questions? I see Paul also requested the mic.
Hey guys, great you're doing what you're doing. How closely do you work with Now Payments? And I know that Now Payments support Nano, so yeah, it'd be good to find out if that's quite a close integration.
We are part of one ecosystem, so we are very close, like like siblings, and we do some cross promos always. We help to each other with partnerships, with anything. We support their ecosystem, like their transactions. We support them technically from technical part. Um, so basically, we are just one family. Yeah, we are very close.
Yeah, but we are not really close physically because we are located in different countries.
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of being one company, we are as a one company. We are one now ecosystem. Um, um, Well, yes. So as I can say you a small story how we came to real world, how Now Not started to be a company. We just were serving our now companies, now ecosystem. We were just one of departments, and when we started to be like a strong one, a strong department, we decided that it's a good opportunity to become a separate company. And yeah, it was like naturally made decision to become a separate company. Now Notes.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. And I think there's a big opportunity still. I'm involved in a few online ventures and stores and merchants and things. And I think there is, that's the missing link really between what a merchant needs and what Nano can provide is the kind of to use a cheesy phrase, a turnkey solution that had a node and some payments integrated. Maybe because I don't think the actual Now Payments code. I know they had some stuff with Shopify set up a while ago. We use Shopify for a lot of stuff, and I think those are big barriers for merchants. But if merchants can realize, the promise of Nano using your systems, I think that's a pretty, again, to use a cheesy term, win-win situation.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you so much for your question. It was a pleasure to answer this. I think this one is like the really good one. Good one. Thanks.
Yeah, just want to say
No,
here as
no
well.
one.
Next week we also have a Twitter space with Now Payments actually. So if you want to know a little bit more about Now Payments, I would suggest listening in then. I think it's going to be on Monday. Not 100% sure yet about the time, but we'll have a social post about that. I think tomorrow for the announcement. But yeah, so on Monday we will have another Twitter space, and I think Coinsbee will also be there actually, which is one of these gift card providers where you can buy gift cards with Nano using Now Payments. I actually tried it out myself today and it was really easy and fast. So I suppose they use Now notes as well for their notes, right? So they're good notes, I would say.
Thank you. This is very nice from you. Yeah, definitely. We trying to do our product like closest to perfect. We are doing our best for this.
All right. And so next up, Avimanyu, did you also have a question or something you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear this talk. I just wanted to know about the free API keys. Could you share some examples about how we can use these API keys when building applications?
So you create an API key on NowNode's website, and then you use this API key whenever you create whenever you create a request, you insert it into the command. It's just you basically use it while coding and creating a solution.
Yeah, instead of deploying your own node, you can just use our access, access to our node. So you don't need to have DevOps engineers or deploy it by yourself, or you don't need to pay for service maintenance. So you just basically take our API key and you make a request with this, and you can get plenty of important information for you, like hash transactions, payment processing, like any transfer swaps, yeah, any data which you need to get from the node.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the info.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Anyone else that would like to say something or wants to know something? Are we gonna have a Mira Hurley voice reveal today or not? I don't think so. But yeah, if no one else has any questions left, I see also Sir Tog himself also has a mic access, so I don't know if you have any question. I suppose not. All right. Well, is there anything else that you guys would like to say, Ian and Anna? Is there anything that you want to leave us with?
Yeah, it's just a reminder. Don't forget to do some exercises. Don't forget to drink some water. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. Smile every day. Bring something good to this world, the same as we do with our services, and the same as Nana does for the whole nature. Yeah. Just try not to run too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, peace and love.
That's a beautiful message to end the Twitter space with, I think. Well, thank you so much, Ian and Anna, for joining this Twitter space and giving us information about Now Nodes and having this great conversation.
Thank you, Forrest, for inviting us. It was a big pleasure.
Yeah, it was so nice to hear all these questions and discuss it. Discuss the how we broaden the ecosystem.
Yeah, great to hear, and also thanks to everyone here that listened to the Twitter space. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, have a nice day, I would say.
Yeah. Have a nice afternoon.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.